Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I have this DIY squishy bento box, and I have seen a lot of YouTubers do this already. I know ages and ages ago Ketchup Giri did one. I've seen Mishcrafts do one, I've seen Squishy Boba Forever do one, and yeah, I just really love them, and I've wanted to make one of my own for the longest of times. So I've done that, but I will of course leave all the links to the ones that I kind of really love, and definitely buy those three because I just love the way that has turned out. Anyway, for my bento box I made these kind of half boiled eggs, and I just kind of popped them in the bottom section. For the top section I made these little tomatoes out of red, and I just kind of roughly painted on the little pattern on the top. And for that same section I also made these little pieces of broccoli. Now I did have green paint all over my hand when I squished these, and I got green paint absolutely everywhere, which I'm really annoyed about. Also, if you see this red on my nails here, it's because of the tomato and it stained my nail varnish, so I need to remove my nail varnish and repaint them because it's ruined. But I figured I would just do that like after I finish this video, as it got so messy. Anyway, for the other side of the bento box I made these little cats, and these were inspired by the game Neko Atsume, I think it's called, and I absolutely love that game where you collected the cats. But anyway, I kind of made like these like rice kind of onigiri out of the memory foam and just made them into cat shapes. Anyway, so to show you how I made them, I just started off with the tomatoes and I cut little circles out of memory foam, just kind of smoothed them out as I went along. I didn't go too kind of over the top with the smoothing, I just smoothed it out until I was happy with the shape. I then painted them red with Puffy paint, and then mixing up a darker red Puffy paint, I just drew on 3 kind of V shapes to make almost like a clover type pattern in the middle. And then I mixed a lighter beigey colour and just kind of washed this on in the middle, and then dotted on some yellow seeds all the way around that. It was kind of messy, but I feel like that worked in the favour to kind of make it not so neat. Anyway, for the eggs I just kind of shaped out a half egg shape from offcuts that I had left over from another product. I just really focused on the back, making them nice and smooth, and then I kind of made them the egg shape afterward. What I did was I painted them white, and I actually did 2 in total. I think it would have been easier if I kind of made 1 egg shape then cut that shape in half, but I only thought of that after. But I really like the eggs in Squishy Boba Forever's video, so these eggs are definitely inspired by hers. Hers turned out way better than mine did. I think she must have made the egg then cut them in half, as they kind of met perfectly, but I wasn't smart enough to do that. Anyway, once they were white, I then took a yellow puffy paint and just with my dotting tool popped on some yolks into where I thought that the yolk would be. To make the cats, what I did was I took a bigger block of memory foam and just kind of roughly cut it into a cat shape, and then I cut it in half. What I then did was just smoothed it out and made it to the right shape that I wanted, and I did this on both of the first one and the second one also to kind of make them a similar shape, but not quite like exact. I think that's why I smoothed them out so much afterwards, because I wanted them to be like slightly different, and I hope that makes sense. I didn't really smooth these out 100%, I left them quite like jagged and raw, and this was just because I wanted it to kind of be a little bit rough to kind of imitate the rice kind of onigiri effect. Anyway, so for both of them I just painted them completely white, fronts, backs and side all completely in white. For one of the cats I took a brown puffy paint mixture and just painted like one of the corners of the cat in the brown, and I just covered the ear, half like the front face, and then like brought that pattern all the way around the back to make it just a little bit different. And after I done this I thought this looked like Neko Princess's icon, and yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, that's what that looks like. But I actually kind of copied it of one of the Neko Atsume like cats from the game. But yeah, anyway, with a dark black with a little bit of green mixed in, I popped on a face, and with some pink I added some bits on the ears, and I kind of wanted this to be like a little bit of ham or something, and I wanted the face to kind of be seaweed, so that's why I kind of mixed in the green with the black. I also did the face on the other one and then set them to dry. To make the broccoli, what I did was I took 2 little rectangles and I just kind of cut in an angle at the bottom in all 4 ways, and then at the very top I just used the very tip of my scissors to really scrunch up and cut lots of little bits, and with my fingers I just kind of pulled them apart to make them nice and rough. So to paint the bottom bit, I took a very pale lime green, and this was actually one of the colours that I used in yesterday's video for my rainbow redecorating video, and I just painted both of the stalks of the broccoli in this colour. Next I added some yellow and blue puffy paint to that mixture to make it a nice darker green, and I just applied this all the way around like the brushy bit of the top of the broccoli on both of the pieces. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have a really sore throat and I feel like I've just spoke for 5 minutes straight and it's really hurting, so I hope you can appreciate how much I'm talking right now. Anyway, so to make the bento box, I found this cardboard box and I just cut the very top of it off to make it nice and kind of shallow. I just really took my time to cut this, making it about 1 inch high all the way around. Once I had the top bit kind of cut off, I then went ahead and popped all my little bits into the bento box to make sure that they would fit right and where I wanted kind of divides to be. So I worked out that I wanted the little cats down the right hand side of the bento box, so what I did was I cut a piece of cardboard just to kind of go down there and like separate that. I was going to put all like the eggs and the broccoli and the tomato and stuff all in one pot like that, but then I decided it would be a little bit more interesting and definitely more like a bento box if I popped a divide in. So like I said, I just cut 2 pieces of cardboard off of the excess that I cut, and I just kind of plopped this in and then worked out where I wanted it to be. I cut the height down also to make sure that it wasn't taller, and I just went back and forth with the bits that I wanted to pop into the bento box and just make sure that I would get the dividers in the right place. Once finally happy with how I had it all separated, I then took some sellotape and just stuck down all the pieces of cardboard down to the very bottom of the bento box. As you can see here, I just took small little strips and then popped them both on the box itself and on the divider bit that I was kind of sticking down at a nice 90-degree angle. You can of course use hot glue to do this, but I didn't really want to get my hot glue out and I figured, you know, tape would be just fine. So that's exactly what I did. Anyway, as you can see here, like I'm getting green all over this box because I didn't realise that it was green paint all over my hands still, which I found really annoying when I came to like exporting this footage, as I was like, great, I've just got green paint all over everything and I'm sat here editing this video right now and there's green paint on my hand right now as I'm speaking. I really need to go and wash my hands. Anyway, so I just taped down all the dividers to themselves, to the edges, to the bottoms, just really secured them. And then I figured, wow, this box looks really boring and just a bit dull. So I thought, I know, I'm going to spray paint it. But then I was being lazy and I couldn't really be bothered to wait for the spray paint to dry. So I came up with the genius idea of covering the whole entire thing with pink duct tape. As you guys know, I love coloured duct tape. I have so much of it to use up, so I figured I would just cover the whole entire thing in pink duct tape. This is completely optional. If you are making your own, you of course do not have to do this. You can just paint your box, you can cover it in card, in paper, in wrapping paper would probably be quite nice, like for gifts and stuff, but I just used tape because I was being lazy. So once all the bento box was completely covered in pink, it was then ready to fill up with the squishies. Now, I say I completely covered it. I didn't, you know, cover it 100% because again, I was being so lazy today and I pretty much covered most of it, but I figured the squishies would cover up the bold patches anyway, so I just popped all the squishies into their own little compartments, and yeah, that was basically the end of my squishy bento box. As you can see, I'm being really particular about how I kind of dress it and pop all the little bits so that they're all showing, and yeah, I just feel like it turned out really well. Like this like exceeded my expectations so much, and I'm just so happy with it. I just think it looks so cute. It's definitely not my usual style, but I hope you like it anyway. So if you did like this video, then please do give it a thumbs up. Let me know which one of these was your favourite piece. I love the little broccoli, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!